Now, there's a lot of people out there who will say that men and women can't be friends because the man will always try to make a move on her. And as a man that's almost exclusively friends with women, I want to say that this rhetoric is dangerous.
Very much. And just recently, a platonic female friend of mine's boyfriend, Dave, was making a similar claim. Just because I pick her up and drive her to work when he's not able to, and listen and support her when she's having relationship issues.
Platonic friendship?
Look, and even if I did attempt to smash, once she set those boundaries, I just left the edible arrangements on the floor and went back to platonically listening to her complaints about Dave.
Keeping it above board. When I got fired from my job, I didn't want to lose the incredible banter I had with one of my coworkers, Marjorie, so I asked her to a platonic lunch, walked her home, tried to kiss her. Okay, so in that situation, I did actually try to make a move.
But I'm sure there are hundreds of examples to the contrary.
I also have a lady that I'm becoming quite close with at the dog park. Husband travels a lot, needs a friend. Come to think of it, did send her a picture of me showering, though, and have not seen her at the park since.
And I will state, sending a naked picture does not necessarily mean that you are making a move.
Well, tell that to her insecure husband, because in this man's mind, everything is a move. And he's even sent me threatening messages to the point where I've had to get a new number just to text her.
Classic sign of an insecure man.
And because of his insecurity, I've even had to find his travel schedule just so I could pop into the house unannounced and ask her why she's been avoiding me.
At least one of you is putting in the effort to keep the friendship alive.
But the damage had already been done, because the man had the woman so scared she didn't even open the door. She just yelled, "How did you find out where I live?" through the cracks, and I just had to leave my edible arrangement on the porch. Another friendship down the drain.
And those edible arrangements are not cheap. Oh, my sister-in-law, that's another good friend of mine. I did make a move on her, but we're still quite close.
The boys. It's the BOYSCAST. The lads. It's the BOYSCAST. The dudes. Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST. The bros. It's the BOYSCAST. The homies. It's the BOYSCAST. The dudes. Experience
the BOYSCAST.
Yeah.
We are here. I've overcome adversity to be here.
Man, the sickest man in comedy.
The sickest man in Fuck, I may be having the
James Brown was the hardest working man in show business. You were the sickest man in comedy.
I think I might be, dude. Dude, I was in Winnipeg. I got real sick too, and I was like on the way home in the airport. It was like you have to take a 14-hour flight. I was like slithering through the airports, and there's a couple of people come up to me too, and then when the people will be like, "Oh, are you Ryan Long?" I go, "Ha, don't look at me,
Don't touch me. I'm contagious."
I go, "Don't fucking look at me." You know what's funny?
That is ridiculous that it takes so long to go to Winnipeg. It's like an hour and a half to go to Toronto.
You can't get direct flights out there, my friend. It's like, buddy, I'll tell you one other thing. So on the way there, actually, this is pre-sickness. I went to get a shoe shine, and I never get the shoe shine. And
I don't wear the type of shoes that can be shined.
I was thinking that my shoes were a little dirty earlier, and I'm thinking to myself that I should probably do it. And then I got like, brother man. But it wasn't a black eye. There's no way I would get a shine with a black eye.
Yeah, you can't get that photo on Twitter.
Not a chance, my friend. It's like a kind
You
of...
heard it here first. Ryan Long refuses to patronize black businesses.
This is one, and I'll tell you another one is a rickshaw. You fucking over my dead body.
Yeah.
You ever catch me getting a black rickshaw?
I will do no rickshaws. So
I go, nice try, pal. You know what I mean? So... But I ended up doing the shine. The guy got me, right? And then as soon as I sat down, I was kind of like, fuck, I'm going to be sitting. I mean, you're sitting in the middle. It's a big spectacle, right?
Yeah.
I would never want to do it.
Well, because everybody's walking by and everybody always think to themselves, I wonder what kind of guy, what kind of loser gets his shoes shined, right? Because the seat's always empty, right? Like you never actually see someone.
What kind of fucking freak?
You're like on display.
It is what kind of freak right now.
You're up on an elevated chair.
Well, it was worse than that because people came and recognized me, and the guy comes over and he goes, "You Ryan Long, isn't that? Goes, can I take a picture?" So then I'm only like 2 minutes into the shoe shine. So now shoe shine guy's like, "Oh, we got a big celebrity."
Oh, right. He wants the endorsement.
Did he want the endorsement? Shoe shine guy starts Instagramming himself, shoe shining me, and then he. Shoe shine guy's demanding like all sorts of stuff. He's like, "I'm gonna tag you in this. What's your thing?" Blah blah. And he goes, "Oh, comedy. How do you like that?" And then when I got it, he goes, "You gonna repost that?" And so then he tried to make me repost it. And then I basically reposted it. As soon as I walk away, I unreposted it. Immediately
This in the airport?
I'm not posting shoe shine recommendations on my Instagram.
In the airport, though?
Yeah, the guy had me my nuts in a vice, though.
The guy couldn't believe it. Not even couldn't believe he was like shining the shoes of a celebrity. He couldn't believe he was shining anybody's shoes.
Guy had my fucking nuts in a vice.
Jesus Christ.
No, I was doing, honestly, when I was in Winnipeg.
What's the pop on a shoe shine?
It's, I think it was $12,
Okay.
but after all the hustle and bustle, I had to give him a $20.
Yeah.
I could know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what you got.
I gave her 20
and
even.
Were those shoes?
Yeah, it was those are the pumps.
Yeah, I think you got ripped off.
Well, definitely I got ripped off, but I was just thinking to myself I would have washed them that day, and then I was like, the guy kind of did what it would have. Yeah, it saved me what would have taken me. I didn't want to be in the airport with my shoes off in the sink and be that guy.
Of course, yeah. Once you've got to that point.
You know, he caught me literally as I was thinking I should have caught my shoes. It was just right time, right place. I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
You know what else is funny? Did I ever tell you so? Back in the day, probably like 15 years ago, you might have seen, this is like me, Waldo, Jarek. One of the main things we'd always say to girls is they'd be like, where are you from? And we go, oh, you know, Calgary? Yeah, 3 days from there, Nunavut. Do you remember that?
I don't remember you guys saying that, no.
So that used to be a big one. And the whole thing was, for some reason, you just always tell girls that we're from Nunavut, but instead of saying Nunavut, we go, you know, where are you from? You go, you know, Calgary? 3 days from there, Nunavut. And then when they'd be like, I don't believe you, they go, I go, ask my friends. And they go, ask the friends. They go, where's he from? They go, do you know Calgary? 3 days from there. Like, everyone always just says where you're from in relation to Calgary for no reason.
Okay.
So this was going on for a while where we always just told everyone we're from Nunavut. And then I was sitting at a restaurant and I was by myself and this guy was talking to a girl and he just goes, he's like, oh yeah, I'm actually from Nunavut. And I was like, I almost burst out laughing. I just wanted him to go up to him and be like, you know, I invented that.
From Nunavut.
He goes, I'm actually from Nunavut. I go, yeah, me too, pal. Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, that's why we all have no previous history.
I really want to go up to him and be like, hey, pro tip, tell her the relation to Calgary.
Yeah, sure. Just so she can kind of anchor herself somewhere.
That was one of those pickup lines too, where it was like people would, girls would be like, and that works? You go, not really.
No.
I probably did it.
Sometimes it's just the fun of doing it.
Yeah, you just do it 5,000 times. And then basically it was like a girl wouldn't believe you that you're from, you go, Calgary, 3 days from there, Nunavut. And she goes, why do you keep saying that? And I go, ask anyone where I'm from. Then they go, where's he from? They go, do you know, two different guys go, do you know? Just like stupid, right? Mm-hmm. But I was loving watching a guy in the wild using my pickup line that I perfected back in the day.
Yeah, none of it's in Canada, by the way, for people who don't.
Iqaluit, it's the Alaska of the North.
Yeah. What did it used to be? Northwest Territories? Mm-hmm. And they gave it a bit of a rebrand.
They did give it a rebrand.
Yeah, I don't know why.
There's a bunch of big stuff this weekend, but
should we say rest in peace, OJ?
I think I don't know how. I actually meant to say that first. We got off track there.
Yeah, OJ died.
I just know that OJ right now is making football picks in heaven. He's looking down at the heaven.
He's looking down at Nicole and Ron Goldman, who are both in hell. And he's up in heaven being like, funny how that worked out, huh? He's keeping the shtick up in heaven. OJ's up in heaven being like, still looking for the real killer.
He's obviously not here. So
yeah, he's obviously not. Yeah, they wouldn't go to heaven.
That's so funny. He goes to heaven and he goes, you basically sent me to hell because the only thing I want to do is look for the killer.
Yeah, he goes, I've still been looking and now I obviously can't look.
There's no way for me to find him, so I'm having an eternity of not finding the killer.
I guess I'll just golf.
I guess it's done. Anyways, yeah. Do you guys got a course on these clouds here?
Oh, yeah, they do. No women allowed, too. That's why they call it heaven.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now, what would be heaven for you for just a sausage party?
I mean, at the golf courses.
But no, when I was in Winnipeg, I was like literally on stage dying. Which was I just decided, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna try to make it through.
Yeah,
I was like, having
you kind of let everybody in on it.
I told everyone. A lot of people sent me messages being like, we appreciate you doing it, and it was still a pretty good show, and Paul was there and stuff like that. But I was basically one of those things where legitimately, like, I've finished the last thing, go in the room and just like fucking lie down. I'm having hot flashes, just like
you had a fever.
I was dying.
Sickest Man comedy. Not a bit, everybody. This is not a committing to the bit.
I'm getting better though. Atlanta this weekend.
Your show should be like the opposite, where it's a discount sitting in the front row. Like you actually pay like 50% off front row tickets because you're likely to get sick.
No, Atlanta's gonna be fired.
We need to use like some crazy home remedies or something.
I've been telling you, I've been doing the home remedies. No, I just got sick. There's nothing you can do about it. That was a part of it.
Sleeping.
Honestly, I'm not even trying to pinpoint it. I thought I would be fine too, and I went to the hot tub. I was doing all the sort of things. Then like I don't know. I was starting to feel like cold flashes, and then basically,
that's a fever for sure.
Yeah, and then I just got cold. I was getting freezing, my friend.
Yeah. You sounds like you had the flu.
Oh, yeah, I had the flu.
Winnipeg was your MJ flu game.
What's that, man?
Michael Jordan had the flu, and he played in the NBA Finals or the Eastern Conference Finals. And he was like literally on and everybody thought he had there was after the fact they said he maybe had food poisoning, but he's just like he had the flu, and like he'd be literally like he had like 102 fever playing in an NBA game.
That was me being like, these bitches be shopping. Bitches be shopping. I go, fellas, no. I got this. Now, all the fellas, put your hands in the air.
Yeah, it'd be funny if you worked that into your set, and then you had like a handkerchief where you just like at one point you're like, and there's like blood in the handkerchief. You go, ugh.
I was coughing into the thing like this.
Yeah.
And there was blood, by the way.
Ugh.
Also,
if you have TB, if you get tested for tuberculosis,
I don't really do crowd work stuff. But like there's so many comedians now that do the crowd work hours. I was just loving the idea of like trudging through it to be like, no, I will make this set. He goes, how are you walks on stage? What's your job?
That's crazy.
What's that even? The show must go on.
How long you two been together? Oh, he hesitated. Oh, shit.
You work in tech? What does that even mean? Drug dealer. Definitely a drug dealer.
Oh, fuck.
She's just finding out he's a drug dealer. Dave's with you. Who's the guy? Is that your dad? I'm like on the floor. I'm crawling around on the floor. That's not over till I've asked every single person. They're like, sir, you're good. He goes, no, I'm not done. You done. In the back corner. What do you?
Table 46. You have like the actual like seating chart that the servers have.
I have one more thing to cross off. Got him. There's still one thing of fresh meat.
Oh.
So there's a couple corrections from the last episode. Not corrections, actually. Just follow-ups.
Follow-ups, updates.
Yeah. So the Mona Lisa story that they wouldn't the Mona, sorry.
Yeah, the Australia, the women's only thing.
The women's only thing where they tried to do the exhibit, and part of the exhibit was kicking guys out that paid for it, and they go, "That's the exhibit that was your experience, right?" Mm-hmm. They got ordered that they have to let the men in.
Boys.
So,
win for the fellas.
Win for the fellas. That I guess that's a win for the fellas that we get to go to the women's art exhibit.
Well, they had Picasso's there and stuff. It was just they just cordoned off a section of the actual
that's true
exhibit. So that's a win for all the fine people of, I believe, Tasmania.
Japan, we were talking about the Japanese perv thing, and a lot of people messaged and tweeted at us and stuff. They said that like it's such a crazy problem in Japan.
I told you. Remember when I said with the stereotypes, and I go, I'm thinking of an Asian person. If you're saying the upskirts and stuff,
yeah. So,
Really? Yeah.
well, apparently it is the stereotype, and he said they made a law nationally where phones can't turn their. I think I do remember people telling me this years ago, but phones in Japan, when you take a photo, you can't turn off the camera sound that goes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's illegal. So even if you turn your volume off, if you take a photo, it goes.
So every shopping mall in Japan is just like.
Well, I think they probably have to figure out other things. They probably have a guy playing heavy metal music on his shoulder. You know what I mean? They're probably doing all sorts of things to try to drown it out.
Everyone stand for Japan's national anthem. All right, well, ladies, wear pants in Japan.
Speaking of pants,
Pants, nice segue.
speaking of pants, just as one quick thing. The scientists say that jeans is bad for the environment, and study reveals that wearing a pair just once is the equivalent of driving a car 6.4 miles. So what they're saying is a lot of this fast fashion business, women will buy these jeans and wear them a couple times.
Sure.
Where is people like me and you who wear the same pair of pants?
I got my gamers and I wear them every day,
Yes, you have. So
I wear them out and then I buy new.
you hear it here first. The women are single-handedly wrecking the environment.
Destroying the environment with their penchant for fast fashion.
Personally, I don't even think women should be wearing pants. You should be wearing a dress and an outfit for your
More of a burqa, man.
for your covenant.
Sure.
whatever the head of your covenant decides.
Now, are they
on
saying
you.
it's 6 miles every time you wear because you have to wash them?
No, they're saying the equivalent of the damage that a 6.4 mile drive would do gas wise and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, they're saying if you wear them more times, then not as bad. But they're saying the damage of
just the shipping and all that stuff. I think. Here's the thing. My girl is even worse because she orders tons of shit online, but she returns tons of shit. So for her to order a pair of pants is actually double that.
That's true.
Because it's getting sent back. Yeah, so for her, we're talking 13 miles of seems low even still, but yeah.
But that is 100% a girl thing because there's no dude.
No, there's not. There's maybe a few dudes. Ryan's juicing for those who are listening at home. There we go. What'd you take?
You could have been fine without me for a couple of seconds there. You didn't know what to do, man.
No, I'm narrating. I'm letting people know what's going on.
Ryan's currently drinking.
He's juicing, I said.
I took a couple cold pills. I realized I forgot to take them.
But yeah, anyways,
Okay, so this was the majority of what we wanted to talk about this episode.
Sure.
Was we've been sort of mentioning all the punching in New York and everything, right? Mm-hmm. This article that came out
is one of is this crazier than the incel Discord? Potentially, because remember there was that theory, which I don't think is.
Well, I think she thinks that some of that is part of this. Yeah, because she goes men punching random women in NYC, a desperate last gasp of male rage fueling MAGA. This woman is fucking deranged. By the way, I felt like it was up your alley. So it's 100% Jesse Smollett. This is MAGA country.
Crazy.
It's like they've already apprehended a bunch of the dudes who've done it, for starters.
Yeah, I don't think they were big Trump supporters vocally. I don't think that's why they were doing it.
There was the one guy that ran for mayor. There's the crazy Trump guy.
That's true. I don't think he was a Trump guy, though. I think he just ran for mayor. He was Marcus Garvey's grandson.
Buddy, you got to see. I'm surprised you didn't look at the last articles that she's did. That's more up your alley.
Other ones? No, I haven't seen what else.
Okay, so the girl that says the punchings
are MAGA.
The punchings in New York are because of Trump.
Yeah.
She also says, these are the last articles she's done. Trump busts the myth behind the MAGA rich. So she's saying Trump's poor, I guess. Evangelicals won't be bothered by Trump's abortion gambit because they know he's lying. So that's another one. Okay. Men are punching random women in NYC, a desperate last gasp of male rage fueling MAGA. Screw up female brains. MAGA leaders are conditioning fellow Republicans to back birth control bans. She has not written one article yet that's not about Trump. Look at it.
True full TDS.
Evicted, arrested, and being sued by the boss. When will MAGA learn loyalty to
my
Trump
God.
ends in sorrow? Donald Trump acts terrified to face a jury. He should be scared. That's a good one. Donald Trump acts terrified to face a jury. He should be scared.
Does this chick work for the DNC or something?
This is Salon. Fake right-wing panic about trans Easter is part of Trump's push for Christian nationalism.
Basically, she only tweets about or writes about Trump or
Laura
abortion.
Trump's big lie hiring Republicans stick with loser strategy that failed them in 2020 and 22. Trump Bibles make a mockery of Christianity.
They're like all
And
Trump.
that's exactly why MAGA will eat them up. I think she's like the Trump correspondent. Oh, here's a good one. Trump love. Are you looking at it now?
Well, here's the. I'm looking at it. Her thing. Amanda Marcotte is a senior politics writer at Salon, and the author of Troll Nation: How the Right Became Trump Worshipping Monsters Set on Rat Fucking Liberals, America, and Truth Itself. That is the title of her book. So
It's called a fucking nutcase, dude.
yeah, it's just
Dude, you have to be so deranged to think that
nutty.
Trump loves to play the victim. That's her newest article.
Yeah.
Trump newly released transcripts reveal a mega betrayal. Donald Trump never cared about Ashley Babbitt. Trump's criminal cases are his campaign. Anyways, she only works about
TDS.
Trump. TDS. She's made a career out of TDS. Okay, so
I'm looking her up on Twitter. She has her latest blog post is something about how the Eclipse is like a right wing thing.
I don't know how she ever gets this approved though. Like you have to be.
I imagine Salon's readership is probably somewhere in the
This is
down 95%.
This is like fan fiction.
Yeah.
Where you rewrite history with, you're like. You rewrite history and you're like Hitler's the villain and also in Roman times.
Sure, yeah.
You're like, what if Trump was the reason for the punchings as well? He goes, men are punching random women in the streets of New York. As usual, with these kinds of diffuse and chaotic stories, there's much of that is unknown, including how this is happening, how people are involved, whether it's all coordinated. So when you say we don't know if it's all coordinated, there's zero evidence that it's coordinated.
Yeah, there's none.
So you could that's just like the equivalent of being like, there's a lot of punchings. We don't really know who's doing it. We don't know if Joe Biden's punching people personally. You're like, well, we probably know.
It's funny because this chick will call anybody a conspiracy theorist, and you're like, you're a conspiracy
This
theorist.
These are
conspiracy theories.
conspiracy theory.
There's a conspiracy of people who are conspiring to punch women.
Yes.
That's a literal definition of conspiracy.
Well, it's so funny saying that you go, we don't know whether it's all coordinated. It's like, by that you could say anything. It's like we're not really sure if it was just a few people getting punched or if last night Eric Trump went and punched 9 of them, just took a crack at 9 old ladies himself. Those are things we don't know.
We don't know. We
don't know for sure that he didn't.
No. We might find out at some point.
Is it possible that Donald Trump Jr. teed off on a couple of women?
We don't know that
yet.
In blackface, just teeing off on them. It's possible.
Those are things we don't know. Those are among the pieces of information we're not sure of.
Plausible.
Just how many people are involved and whether it's all coordinated. Like you actually do kind of have a pretty good.
I'm like, you're currently doing journalism. At least you're pretending to, and then you're positing these crazy things.
You're just insane.
Yeah,
you're
like these should be like your notes. Like these should be like her personal notes when she's like writing her article.
Is there any evidence that it's coordinated?
Yeah, this is a question, and then you go, let's answer this. If no, do not include an article.
I just love the gloomy tone because it's sort of got like a noir.
Yeah.
Women report being assaulted by men of different races and ages, still across a different stories. A couple of similarities pop out. The alleged victims are mostly young and pretty. And
what other similarities are there?
Yeah. And most of them say they were minding their own business when they were attacked. Okay. Well, we think all women are pretty, so that means nothing else. Yeah. Also, yeah, she goes, they're men are, she goes, they're being assaulted by men of different races and ages. Like, no, they're not.
No, yeah, you're like, there's no evidence to show that at this point.
No, they're not. Like, it might have been it might have been elderly Asian men.
Yeah.
All different races and ages.
A lot of reports of Asian men.
Yes, from
punching them.
Yeah, a lot of different reports of, some of them were being punched by a 90-year-old Australian man. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Whatever they were doing, they were just living their lives. And that, it seems, is what enraged their assailants.
Sure.
So that's her mind that's what's really pissed these guys off.
Man, that must suck if
they're just living their lives.
If that is what pisses them off, because New York City is just literally probably 4 million women just living their lives every day.
Yeah.
And these guys all day are just like, oh,
so many women living their lives.
I hate women living their lives.
I think that's why Asians were getting punched too, because they were also living their
They were
lives.
living their lives, yeah.
There's nothing these fucking crazies hate more than just someone living their lives.
Nothing more than these fucking MAGA chuds hate more.
Also,
than New Yorkers just living their lives.
The New York crime is like just pissed them off living their life. Same when like you get mugged on the subway. It's they didn't really need your stuff. It just pissed them off that you were living your life.
You just didn't like it, It's
just
fair.
laughing out there, and that's what enraged them. And that's why they stole your wallet.
Yeah, it's very plausible.
Whatever the excuse the angry man concoct. The impetus is always the same. The eyes of a woman are directed at something that is not him. So now it's not only that they were living their lives.
They weren't looking at this.
Yeah, it's like they weren't fucking these guys.
I mean, most of them are just like literal mentally ill people.
I would like to me get like mugged on the street once and just be like, the guy couldn't handle it. I wasn't sucking him off.
Oh, what? Was I not looking at you enough?
I'm sorry. So now she's saying it's because they didn't smash. So which is it? You know what I mean? Were they happy that were the guys not happy that the girls were living their life, or are they pissed off that the girls were putting their gaze towards
Maybe
them
both. Maybe a little bit of both.
I love when you interview the guys. They're like, legitimate crazy.
Yeah, the
people.
guy. You're like, yeah. We interviewed one man. He referred to himself as Jesus Christ.
Let me guess, Jesus, you were mad that she wouldn't fuck you? And the guy's like, what planet are you on? Fuck
Yeah,
you.
literally does not know where they are, and they're like, yeah.
This is how like SVU would tell a story, by the way. Whatever the excuse the angry man concocts, the emphasis is always the same. These stories resonate as well because the nation is having a moment of increasingly unhinged male fury.
Is the nation having this moment?
Yes,
or is this a pretty localized New York City thing?
But the male unhinged male fury hasn't been able to combine to do.
I was gonna say this isn't even all over New York. This is like pretty much exclusively like below 14th Street.
Yeah, it's one very specific area, but the unhinged male fury is only really concentrating there right now.
No. Well, I guess you could have maybe.
So it's sort of pretty hinged, actually.
New York sets the tone for the rest of this country in a lot of ways. So maybe this fad will catch on.
The unhinged male fury fad.
There's punching women.
Increasingly unhinged male fury at women for daring to have
What are they daring for this time?
For daring to have lives that are centered around something other than catering to a man's every whim.
That's why they're punching them. That's for sure. You cracked it. That is some rock solid journalism right there.
Pretty sure that's what it was.
That's what it is. Couldn't put my finger on it, but that's why all these men independently just started punching women.
You do think that the two guys, like go and they both were about to punch the girl, and he was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Are you here for the same reason I am?" Like unhinged fury that they've dared to live their lives around something catering to another, something other than the man's whim.
Exactly.
Holy shit, that's why I've been punching. Can you nerve these bitches?
They basically like Eiffel Tower her, but with a punch.
This is exactly how SVU fucking was telling stories for a while.
I mean, in Salon's defense, this
They had
just
a
might
rape
be
comedian.
the only way that they can get people to read their shit is they're just kind of boxed in. Like it just has to be all this nonsense. Like
Maybe.
anything like impartial, and people would just be like,
I think this is a girl, the only story she's ever known, man.
Yeah.
She's got to buy into it.
of course.
It's like when you see the disinformation consultants, you know what I mean? And there's people like experts when they say they're a disinformation expert, and you're like, so what's disinformation? You're like, You don't actually really need me because like whatever like Hillary Clinton says is pretty clear.
Yeah, that's information.
It is funny that the disinformation correspondents like aren't necessary, but I think they help spot disinformation out in the wild.
And then, but they also put like like a important person, like an expert. They go, I'm an expert, and they go, see this disinformation expert saying the same thing I'm saying. Therefore, it's true. And you go,
you can be that person to be
like
pointed
authority.
to. Yeah. Okay, so there's the centered around something other than catering to a man's every whim, unleashed by Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. So basically, Trump.
Weird, it took so long though.
Yeah, it's a lot of years.
He's almost back in office. Like he got inaugurated in 2016. The punchings didn't start till 8 years later.
The punchings took a while to warm up. Well, at that point they weren't as unhinged. The male fury wasn't as unhinged.
Yeah, maybe they were punching other guys.
Yeah, and also there might not have been as many women daring to live lives,
especially in New York City.
We forgot that there wasn't as many women daring to live lives that centered around something other than catering to a man's every whim.
I think once Sex and the City went off the air, women really stopped.
They stopped daring as much.
Stopped daring to live their lives so much, and then there was like a bit of a period when they felt it was okay again,
and then they became a little more daring.
Yeah, they're very daring.
Fellas, it is time to eat fresh, eat stress-free this spring with Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef-crafted, dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, Vegan, Veggie. Also discover more than 60 add-ons every week like breakfast, lunch on the go, snacks, beverages to help you stay fueled up and good all day long. What are you waiting for? So, I personally have been on Factor now for months. I'm loving it because they're
the best.
They're the best, and they also have a lot of variety, which is one of the best things I like.
And I mean, you like the variety. I like literally takes a minute and no cleanup.
That's the other thing.
That's huge. That's a huge one.
We're fine. We're in here. We're in. We're out. We're men.
Bingo, bango.
Bingo, bango.
Get the protein in.
Get your protein in, which you can also get the Protein Plus one. So tailor to your schedule. Customize your weekly meals with the flexibility to get as little or as much as you need. Pause or reschedule deliveries to suit your lifestyle. A bunch of other people in my building also get it too.
Yeah, me too.
I see all the other people. So head to factormeals.com/boyscast50. Use the code boyscast50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box. That is code boyscast50 at factormeals.com/boyscast50. And fellas, we're trying to get in shape here. And you already know that Fitbod's like having your own personal trainer, but better. It's cheaper. You can work out anywhere with or without equipment. It's easy to build a custom fitness plan that works for you. I was actually talking to some people in my gym, nonetheless, that were also using Fitbod.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
It's awesome. It keeps things interesting. You can type in, if you're at different gyms, you can type in the stuff so it can let you know how to keep your workouts interesting, give you new exercises you wouldn't have thought of. So I think Fitbod is a solution that's a lot better than having a personal trainer, and it's convenient for everybody. And I know lots of different people who've had a very good experience with using Fitbod. So it makes your workouts easy. Create a personalized workout plan based on your goals, fitness level, available equipment. Adapts as you improve. It tracks your muscle recovery. Fine-tuned by experienced certified personal trainers to bring you the best practices and exercise science to you. And you can learn new movements the right way with over 1,000 demonstration videos. Add Fitbod to your workout essentials. Join Fitbod today. Get your personalized workout plan, and you get 25% off your subscription, or try the app free at fitbod.me/boyscast. That is FITBOD.me/boyscast for 25% off. They're sort of saying it's only Trump male rage, but like it's possible too that RFK is some of the RFK
all those
rage.
Workout videos are getting
You know what I mean?
jacked up,
and a lot of people that are sort of mad that they can't. Like RFK used to be able to just smash whoever he wants. Now he's just has to have sex with one girl. Cheryl Hines. That's just Cheryl again on the menu, huh?
Me and Cheryl.
More Cheryl on the menu. Someone must pay for this. Unbridled rage.
Possible. Yeah, there's no Biden rage.
Hey, Cheryl, can you come in here for a second? I noticed that you were daring to live a life that was... I noticed earlier on today that you were daring to live a life that wasn't centered around me.
Yeah.
Care to explain?
I wouldn't if I was you.
All I'll say is I wouldn't.
Not big on threats. I wouldn't.
Okay, so we see it in the male fans of Jordan Peterson who clamor at his events to hear him crock out a just so story about how lobsters justify their faith in male dominance. Woo! It's just a bunch of guys being like, fucking yeah, lobsters, dudes rule. I think what happens is you went to the we went to the one JP event,
Toronto.
right?
Yeah, what are the original ones?
Well, what happens is he hands out the lobsters and then it's punching time.
Yeah. Everybody throws the lobsters in the air like you're
Then you punch
graduation,
lobsters.
and then everybody's just punching them out of the air.
You just fucking tee off on any women.
Teeing off.
Basically, it's just like 400 guys that walk out of the conference center like this. And it's sort of like if you get in the way.
Yeah.
I'm
punching the air. If lobsters are falling from the sky, that's the lobster's problem, okay? Because I'm just punching air right now.
I'm punching air. Lobsters or women. Same thing to me, man. All I see is...
Yeah. We should follow up with this lady because she's probably gonna have some bangers.
Yeah, she does have bangers. Just a story. So basically, people go to Jordan B. Peterson. They sort of yell, "It's a man's world," and then start punching. She goes, or Ben Shapiro setting fire to a Barbie doll because he can't stand a blockbuster comedy starring a woman is about anything other than a quest for male affection. Do you think Ben Shapiro is also doing a couple punches? He's influencing a lot of the punches.
Yeah, he's influencing a lot of the punches.
Do you think any of the people...
He's punching Hamas.
That's true.
Yeah, people are punching Hamas on behalf of Ben Shapiro.
But do you think there's since she's saying a lot of this is influenced by people like Ben Shapiro, Trump, and JBP, do you think anyone says facts don't care about your feelings? Punch a girl.
I mean, that would be a good clue for the investigators if they go, right before I was hit, someone said, facts don't care about your feelings, and then punched me in the side of the head. And you go, oh.
I am Knuff. He punched the girl, then burns a Barbie up. Also, it's like Ben Shapiro was joking when he burned the Barbie.
Obvious.
But it's like crazy to like watch someone who's joking.
I'm going to go ahead and say that this girl, Amanda Marcotte, doesn't really get jokes.
I don't think she understands like the world around her. She's really... Or MAGA pundits telling lies about birth control in hopes of tricking women into having babies before they're ready. Oh yeah, just all these dudes tricking chicks into having babies. That's generous.
That's a story as old as time.
A story as old as time. That's who's getting tricked into having babies every single time.
That's who has fake pregnancy scares. Always the guys. Always the guys who make up a pregnancy.
Every single time. Or right-wing men yelling because Taylor Swift have cats. So possibly some of the punching's happening because guys aren't happy that Taylor Swift has cats.
Oh, that's a stretch.
Can't fucking believe it.
I'm a dog man. What's she doing? Did a person write this? I'm like, now the more like I'm hearing of this, I'm like, did a person write this?
It's such a good line. MAGA pundits telling lies about birth control in hopes of tricking women into having babies before they're ready. Or right-wing men yelling because Taylor Swift has cats.
Okay.
Or because she dates a hunky, vaccinated NFL player.
Ooh.
Instead of, I don't know, having babies with a guy in ill-fitting cargo shorts. So it's sort of guys being like, I hate cats, and it should have been me.
Yeah.
Fucking Taylor.
Yeah, probably hates the Chiefs. More of a Niners fan.
She should be with me. You think the guy that some of the fellows that have been punching ladies, it's because they're mad.
The heroes, right?
The heroes. You think it's because Taylor Swift isn't banging them?
I'm sure it's one of the reasons. I'm sure also the fact that Donald Trump was robbed of his presidency. That might be another reason. Big politics guys who are doing the punching, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Big politics guys.
A rage explosion by men who want to restore their dominance, but fear that this time women won't bully into their buckling. Women won't buckle to their bullying. So the men are left with only one option.
One option.
An all-out punch-a-thon. There's a bunch of guys being like, these bitches won't listen to us. There's only one way we're going to take this town back.
Yeah, just by randomly punching
Everyone,
women.
put your fist in the air. It's punching time.
What happened to pushing them on the tracks? They were doing that 6 months ago. If anything, they're getting better. There should be like
They should be, yeah.
positive story. They stopped pushing people on the tracks. Now they're just punching them.
They have less male rage.
Yeah, less male rage. Soon they'll just be doing nothing.
This rash of men punching women in New York captures this moment in a dark way. We don't even need to know the names or faces to know the men who are doing this are losers, lashing out because they've learned that actually women don't owe them anything just because they're men. Lashing out because you think that you owe. So basically, they're just a
Yeah. Like her premise is essentially these are just normal guys on their way to work and spot a woman living her life and just
fucking piss the fuck off.
Like the extent of these people's knowledge of politics is that they like wipe their ass with Wall Street journals that they find in the trash in like a subway station.
That's funny. The cops going to them and it's like, listen, now I know you think she owes you something.
Yeah, the interrogation.
Yeah.
What do you think she owes you, huh?
Yeah, the guy's just in the room, and the two guys being like,
good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. Listen, man, I get where you're coming from. I know these women are
Look, I voted for Trump, man. Come on.
Come on. I know that sometimes these women just take, and then the other guy comes out and be like, let's just say it, tell it to my face, man. You think she's taking more than her allotted life?
The other cop's like, he shit himself again. All right.
Oh, he shit himself again. Be like, hey, man, brother, sometimes boys gotta shit themselves, eh? Probably a woman should come clean that up, right?
You think, huh?
Just trying to relate.
Just like, Liz, guess he's taking the fifth here. You don't want to talk, huh? That's your rights.
Hey, brother, I hear that too. That male rage is just running through my bones.
It's so funny.
Makes me a little nutty too.
This chick would love it if this is clearly like closer to a mental health issue than anything. And then you think this chick would be pro, like, oh, we have a mental health problem.
I know.
You think that would be right up her alley.
She can't. No, they don't like that one.
Not when it's hitting women. Once it's hitting women, you go. It's the literally
Dude,
never let a good crisis go to waste.
Never let a good crisis. This woman's also like intersexualized herself into like a literal retarded pretzel. she's like intersectionalized her brain into the fact where it's just like it's just like a literal monkey with like symbols and fucking.
Yeah. All you need to know is she's on Mastodon. I'll give her a follow just to keep up.
And she goes, as scary as it is for most victims, it's not like the catcalling or groping of old, which disguised male aggression as mere overexuberance of lust. She really fancies herself a wordsmith.
Pulled out the thesaurus for this one.
This is a last gasp of men who, unable to justify their sexism in any way, must resort to brute force. Yet even then, they're unable to shut women up. Well, that I'll give her.
Yeah, you ain't going to shut women up by punching them in the head, that's for sure. Yeah, if that was the plan, that backfired.
And that's what bothers them most of all.
Well, I guess they're just going to have to keep punching their way out of this problem.
Well, this is one of the craziest.
I mean, I imagine all the people who did the punching, knowing like New York City's laws and whatnot, are just released immediately.
Oh, of course.
Like
yeah.
even the ones that they found, they're like, okay, well, you're... Promise you won't punch any women.
Yeah. Also, it's funny too because like as soon as if you were the lawyer of these guys and you go, do you guys have any any leads? What are you thinking for the case? And we're like, we're thinking it's like a white male rage thing. The guy's like, I was just talking to me. You're bang on. Anyways, see you guys at court.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, definitely go with that.
Well, it'll be there'll be like all these because there's all these super like liberal chicks. Be like, can you describe the attacker? And you're like, like probably white. And
most likely, yeah, long, blonde hair.
Yeah, like white, definitely pretty white. And go, okay, well, I guess they're free to go.
You know what's crazy?
Keep looking.
Do you know who Move On is? one of those like Democratic thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and Robert Reich, right?
Yeah.
He's like a weird fucking Twitter weirdo. Yeah. Well, anyways, he sent this message. Dear fellow Move On voters, young voters reject Donald Trump's MAGA agenda. But he goes, but there's a big problem. Trump's mega donors are doing all they can to misdirect young voters' energy by steering them towards third-party presidential spoiler candidates like Robert F. Kennedy. So like a lot of these like Democrat shill organizations or whatever, they're sending out huge like campaigns being like, we got to get this RFK guy off the bill. Both Trump and RFK have the same largest individual supporter, mega billionaire Timothy Mellon. It's alarming. RFK is polling as high as the low 20s in a three-way race. And this is what experts predict the election to be nail-bitingly close. And it goes on and on about how like voting for RFK, you're like throwing the world away.
Yeah. I mean, so that's the thing. It's not super clear to me which votes he's stealing.
Not at all, right?
No, it's not like a slam dunk. For sure he'll steal some Biden votes, but I think he'll also steal some Trump votes.
Dude, if you were like a hardcore like never Trump Biden head and like RFK was saying all the vaccine stuff, and it's like you're way too like wound up to ever be down with that.
Yeah, for sure. But also, what is he proposing? Like, what, you can just remove someone from a presidential ticket?
They're saying they need to all shun him.
Oh, that's what like. I was like, I don't think it works that way.
You need to go into your own personal household and be like, make sure kind of rid him
effigies.
Burn
your effigies of RFK.
I was watching Vikings, by the way, because I was basically just for the last 2 days, I was just sitting in bed watching Viking movies, starting to talk like a Viking and stuff like that.
Let's hear it.
I don't remember what I was doing. I lost it, but last night I was sort of only talking in Viking.
What a treat for your girlfriend.
It is me. Well, I have... I don't remember.
It's a good show. It's not on anymore, right?
The reason it's a funny show is because basically their whole business model for these civilizations is going to like steal from other civilizations. Well, they don't do that much raping in the thing.
Well, they were.
Obviously.
Maybe they kept it off the show.
Well, of course. But they basically, in the show, they don't do that much raping. They kind of... Every now and then there's like a rape here, a rape there, but they're acting like it's not that big of a part of the civilization, right? Sure. But it's funny because they go to England and they steal from one society, kill everyone, and steal all the stuff for when they ever go back. And then while they were getting all their stuff stolen and killing everyone, someone raided their place. But it's funny because it goes from like, yes, we did it, to like they come back and be like, oh no, they're crying. Like, I can't believe this. You're like, this is the same thing.
Yeah, you're like, you just did this exact same thing.
Yeah, it is pretty funny how it's like the whole deal with the society is just like how much money you could go loot. But it's like a real society that has a government and a king, and you're like, what's your guys' source of income? Like
stealing,
exclusively looting other places. I think there's a lot of societies back in the day.
That's essentially like, I guess, colonialism to a degree. They just go somewhere and they go, this is ours now.
I think a lot of times those places would be more problems than they were like helpful. You know what I mean? Like they almost were like vanity projects a lot of times, these places.
Yeah, some of them. And then, I mean, I guess sometimes they have resources or whatever, and then, but they end up being more hassle than they're worth.
Also, the other good thing about that show is I was expecting them to shoehorn in more like gay shit and stuff like that. Yeah. They didn't really do any of that.
Oh, that's good. Nice.
Not like...
Just a bunch of white dudes not doing gay shit. Sick. That should literally be like their fucking synopsis. Just a bunch of white dudes, no gay shit.
Straight white dudes, no gay shit.
That's
wasn't a lot of fat chicks either, if I'm being honest.
Hey, ding, 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 we got a winner.
And I do remember the beer being cold, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. All right.
I saw on the topic of who they've been hitting, just the guys been hitting with like wild stories about them. Elon Musk's ex has a porn problem. And
Literally
it's like
the social media stuff that allows porn.
Bloomberg trying to hit now Elon Musk on being like, you've seen this Twitter porn thing? You're like, yeah, that's always been what it was.
Yeah, it's always been like that. If anything, now it's less of a problem because now they make it really hard to find.
But it's just so funny because like these cucky like Bloomberg's pretty cucked.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
like Bloomberg would be the type of blog to like say that being a porn star is so great.
Of course.
And you're like, you've been probably promoting it before, and now that Elon Musk runs Twitter, you're like, there's a porn on there, right?
Yeah, and there's less than there was.
You're like, it's his fault.
You're like, it used to be like where you would just like see, unless you're talking about the spam, like the porn, whatever.
The spam's
nudes
a little
and
out of
bio.
control right now.
Yeah, the spam is bad. Well, it's actually not terrible, but it depends who you are.
Well, it's just every time you post anything, there's 5 girls being like, check right here.
Right.
Every time.
And then you go, all right.
No, one thing that makes me laugh is every time they post the new Trudeau news, it's always, the top comment always is the Trudeau sucks button.
Yeah.
Some guy posted. I was saying sort of also that Trudeau, I was saying this when I was in Winnipeg, but basically, because he's doing like extra wacky shit right now, we have to remember that he's single, where it's like, a lot of the stuff he's doing, like, you know, okay, we're going to make all, contraceptives free for all women.
Yeah.
That's such a, like, single guy move.
Yeah, you think he's just...
Dude, married guy would just be like, these sluts can pay for their own condoms. You know what I mean?
Not my problem.
That's such a...
Yeah, single dude just doesn't want to fucking knock some rando up.
Single guy in his late 40s, that's for sure.
Oh, he's going to get it.
Every girl should have free tampons.
I wonder what is that. Can you date when you're him?
It'd be
Right
probably tough. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, how that would work.
Where does he meet the guys?
In the scope, Trudeau. Yeah, I don't. Does anybody like him in Canada?
Nah, people are done with him.
Yeah, they're done, huh?
I mean, people
So funny because everybody
seem sort of done with Biden too. It does seem like people aren't that happy with him.
Yeah, everybody seems so done with him in Canada, and they're like, yeah, he still has like a year and a half.
Well, he doesn't have any support, but he doesn't have to leave. That's
Yeah,
the thing. They can just stick it out.
That's what a system.
It's sort of like, imagine like a people in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a guy and a
kinda
girl. Where
sticking it around.
yeah, the girl's just like, she completely hates the guy, and the guy's like, but I have, or at least has another year, and it's like,
It's in my name, so
yes, I will.
you're free to go if you like.
That's basically what the presidents do.
Yeah.
They're just like, I mean, I have 3 more years. If no one likes me, then that's their prerogative. But I have no desire to leave my post that I have earned and my.
Man, it would be such a. I guess it wouldn't be that smart of a.
I'll tell you, in the Viking days, they would have just fucking cut your head off.
Yeah, just we're done with you. I was gonna say America should like, even though I guess it won't really move the needle that much, but they should just be like, all right, if any Canadians want to come live here, probably get 2 million new people like that.
You think so?
Probably, but the problem is
You're saying that would be better immigrants than just having like a willy-nilly free-for-all?
those are your words.
But what problem though? You think that there's
Well, they have a population problem. There's a population.
who has a population?
America.
I think they have the opposite of too many people pouring in. No,
I don't think so. Not if you factor in like the birth rates and all that stuff. It's growing too slow. The population relative to like the economic Ponzi scheme that exists.
I agree though. If you are going to take people, it would be probably.
But also, there's so many Canadians who are just like so dissatisfied.
You're saying
It's
it'd be
like,
a good time to get like some
But the problem-
hard work and
yeah, I don't know.
maple leaf.
Yeah, there's so many Canadians who are
maple
just like
syrup running
sick
through
of
their
it.
blood.
It's so hard to move here, and they would just be like, you get. I'm talking about highly, not just like whatever, but just like skilled people.
Yeah, skilled like oil rig guys.
yeah, tons of people.
Yeah,
But the problem is, it wouldn't really.
No.
Canada's so small that you're like, wouldn't really probably affect much.
no, but you should. I mean, that's what you should be doing is going to the best countries and being like, give us your best.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
that's a good colonize. You know.
Yeah.
You go to the fucking chick. You go give us the hottest.
I
Chicks,
wonder how that would work.
hottest chicks
Yes.
and the fucking
8s and up.
and the smartest dudes.
Yeah.
And no fucking bitches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
They wouldn't come though. All the dweebs would be like, I'm not moving to America.
Exactly. You wouldn't even get the.
You'd get all the best ones.
I think you would get all the best ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you basically just do like a little test. Be like, yo, you gay or not? And if he's like, what do you mean by? Okay, no, next.
Oh, what? So there's something wrong? Say no more.
It should be shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
you know, how often you hang out with the boys. You go, the boy, no. Yeah.
How many genders are there? How many?
You cheat. Yeah, exactly. Let's say you and your boys are fucking chilling, you know what I mean? And your boy has to drive home drunk, but it's not going to be that far. You trying to rat him out, or what are you thinking?
Because, well, you know, drunk driving is... Yeah, you know, just easy. Won't happen, though. I wonder how many Americans would move to Canada if they did like a reciprocal agreement. They should just do straight up 1-for-1. I just don't think that many Americans would move to Canada.
No, they all just talk shit.
They talk tons of shit, but it's like when the rubber meets the road, they're not going to be like moving a fucking... Apparently, I saw something where Toronto is now more expensive than New York City. I don't really believe that, but I see a lot of...
Not true.
Yeah.
What are you fucking... Dude,
I see a lot of like...
Of course it's not true.
Well, obviously for rents and stuff, but I see a lot of like grocery stuff where people are like insane prices in Canada for
okay,
groceries.
that's
a big cost.
Yeah, but your rent sucks.
Yeah, your rent, for sure.
Obviously, that's way bigger of a deal.
Yeah. No.
My grocery bill is literally 20th of my rent.
Yeah, but do you buy groceries?
How much? I mean, you know how much.
You know how much my feed is? You know what my feed costs are like?
You know what the fucking the oil cost for them to diesel up that fucking feed truck, just come drop it off, come up top.
Dude, I buy my groceries on futures exchanges. Okay, that's where I get my. I buy them in contracts.
The garage is just your fucking... Your mouth is pinned to
straight into like a fucking cement mixer truck is just like of oatmeal. Just
grocery prices are too high.
That's what I heard.
Just shoveling groceries in your thing. You go, Joe Biden's at it again. Feels a little light today.
Biden.
The hall feels a little light.
It sure does.
You can't even tell. You just sense it. The hall feels a little light today, boys.
Like a little light. I'm still hungry.
I was laughing. One of the things that I was getting into too is the rap battles.
Yeah.
And this is even before this weekend when I was traveling. I was really going and listening to all the old rap battles.
King of the Dot and all that stuff.
Yeah. You know Roan, who's at Barstool?
Yeah.
He's like
he's
the
like
man.
he's like one of the top rap battlers.
Yeah, I always forget like how sick he was.
I didn't know that until...
Guy's so funny,
first
dude.
found out about him from his podcast with Patrick Beverly, but...
I kind of knew about him before, but then I didn't put it together. I'd hung out with him like a bunch of times, and then... I was like watching one. I was like, "Oh, that's
the same guy."
See, I just thought he was like a Barstool guy. I wasn't putting it together that he was also the King of the Dot battle rapper.
Yeah.
Dude, the battle raps are fucking awesome. But the reason is right now there's obviously some drama in the battle community.
What's going on?
It's not in the battle rap community. However, well, you know the thing. So J. Cole, everyone's calling him the most light-skinned move of all time.
Because he like undid his diss or whatever.
Oh, crazy move, but it's
just like he's like, I'd like to rescind my diss track.
I just think it's so funny that black guys get hit with being light-skinned when they do something that's not
like anything that's not too hood.
Anything that's like a little emo, they get hit with being called light-skinned.
Yeah.
Dude, there was like because there's like a lot of dudes that run like commentary channels, right? So basically J. Cole did a diss that was kind of like whatever. It was kind of cool. I don't know. I kind of agree a little bit that Kendrick Lamar, like those guys that are kind of like always just like so artsy. Mm-hmm. It's never really my favorite. It's always a little too like art nerd shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's one of those things where it's like if anyone who says it's bad, you just don't get it. You know what I mean? I never always like that.
Sure.
So anyways, he does the diss, and then 3 days later at like Dreamville comes out and he's basically like, something's been weighing on my conscience, and that diss track was the worst thing that I ever did, and I want to apologize. I'll be taking that back. And the amount of like
removed it from Spotify and stuff.
Yeah, he said he's going to remove it from Spotify, but the amount of like 45-year-old like black guys that were on like to do like rap critiques that were just like, no, say it ain't. They were fucking dudes were melting down, man, because they were just like, because people were like, I've fucking been defending you through thick and thin. Why'd you do this to me? Academics wasn't happy. He goes, why?
It's like when your favorite player goes to play for like the opposing team.
Legitimately, I mean, it was to some people it would be the equivalent of like if they went to like a Jordan B. Peterson event and then he comes out and he just sucks a couple dicks through a glory hole and goes home. Like people are not happy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Andrew Tate comes out and just goes skiing with dudes. him and Tristan just juggle a dude's fucking head on their dicks. So these guys are flipping out, right?
Yeah,
but it's just
happy.
I was watching all the like reaction channels and people are just like throwing their computers. They're so pissed off. They can't
Just
believe
because
J.
he
Cole.
just-
I never really liked J. Cole that
I like
much.
J. Cole.
I like Drake the best out of all these guys. I mean, I fucking rep Toronto. I rep the Six. I rep Drake.
Six God. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna fucking change on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the last J. Cole album I listened to was a while ago, so I don't feel any kind of ways about it. But it is kind of lame to undo a diss track.
Well, it's
in rap. It's like
it's just one of those things where it's like you can't. Then you should have just not done it or whatever. I guess.
I guess
not
the
make
problem is
thing
you
in
can
the
just
first
make a
place,
song
but-
and put it out an hour later, so like you don't even really.
I'm just joking. I actually did put it out again.
But yeah, I don't know.
No, it's obviously like a pussy move or whatever. And I get if you want to be like above it where you're just like, oh, I'm too cool
Yeah, that's
spiritually for this disc game shit, whatever. But it's like, well, you can't really do it and then say that. It just comes across as like a pussy move.
Yeah, it is kind of pussy because
I mean-
and also you said all the everybody knows all the things you said.
You already said
And
all
they're
the
all
things.
online. It's all like easily available. And then you're like, I'm not doing that. Well, you did it. So
Yeah, it's the equivalent of you going up to a chick and you're just like, just so you know, I think you're fat, you're fucking gross, I don't like you. And then someone's like, you know that girl's into you? And you go, I actually think you're hot. I think you're beautiful.
forget all those things I just said.
Forget all those things you
That's
just
not
said.
me. That's not who I am.
That's not me. That wasn't me talking. That was someone else talking.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah.
white male rage inside of me. That is just constantly taking over my body with a fury. Ah.
Hey, man.
Fellas, you're looking for incredible cuts, incredible deals, premium cuts, and that's why we're talking Butcherbox.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's a box for man.
Barbecue season's coming up.
It is coming up. Exactly. New York's
Fast
actually started getting
approaching.
cooking right now. Yeah. Definitely. Deals this good are hard to come by at the grocery store. So Butcherbox has many benefits. Easy to find the high quality meat and seafood you can trust. 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork raised, crate-free, wild-caught seafood, humanely raised, no antibiotics, no added hormones, ultimate convenience delivered right to your doorstep with free shipping as always. Has an incredible value. A lot of people don't know what they're doing when they're at the grocery store picking. They take the guesswork out of getting meat, variety of high-quality cuts at an amazing value.
cuts.
Great cuts.
The best cuts.
The best cuts. What have you been having lately?
I like the chicken breast. The steaks are good. I've been eating a lot of ground beef, actually.
Oh, mixing it up. So this is the man who does not holding himself down to
No.
one type of beef.
No.
Exclusive membership deals, recipe inspiration, guides, tips, and hacks. Less trips to the grocery store, always prepared with meat in freezer. So Butcherbox is great. Me and DP both use it. It's getting season. It's the
it
best
is.
season for it. So if you want to try Butcherbox, Butcherbox is giving our listeners a special offer. Use the link butcherbox.com/boyscast. Use the code boyscast to get $20 off your first order. That is butcherbox.com/boyscast and use the code boyscast for $20 off your first order. Fellas, we are going to tell you again about Bakscape, which is always a fun company to do a read for because, come on, tell me that's not fun, the Bakscape.
yeah.
And this is what some people, the audio listeners can't see. This is how much it pops out.
Oh, man.
See that?
Bingo, bango.
Pops right back in.
Oh, very nice.
Bam.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of guys out here who got a little bit of a Vivek Ramaswamy going on
Yeah,
here.
you got the little Italian sweater at the beach.
A little bit of an Italian. Italian sweater. And you know what the problem with the Italian sweater is? It's not even so much when the hair is coarse. It's when you get the back of the arm hair that starts the real fuzzy
Yeah, the fuzzes. Yeah.
fur.
Yeah.
When it seems fur. Well, the problem is you don't have to do that.
No.
Solve the problem. The fastest growing male grooming company on the planet just got better. I'm talking about the Bakscape that just launched their 2.0 friction fit handle, making it the best back shaver on the market. Even better, engineered for back shaving, the new 2.0 friction fit handle gives you the ease of use to get the Bakscape razor in and out of the handle effortlessly. So that's what's going on right there. Bam! You can take it off.
Boom.
You can take it for a test drive without the handle if you want.
Yeah.
Or you can go old school Bakscape on the back. Pop it in to experience the entirely independent back shave with the ergonomic handle
It folds up nice too, like that.
I know, it does fold up nice.
It's a nice piece of equipment right there.
Gets to every hard to reach spot on your back in 5 minutes or less. Pop it out to touch up the rest of your body. The decision is completely yours. So they got a new titanium shave head for a smoother, more comfortable shave that respects your skin, delivers a clean finish your lady will absolutely love. Enhanced durability, built to last, to make your grooming routine easier and more reliable than ever before. And he's a happy camper right there.
Nice piece. And they got the flexes. They're all
I told you, it's okay.
Be real nice.
Men, it's time to take back the power of your grooming back. Go to Bakscape.com. Use the promo code BOYSCAST for 10% off your first order on any of the kits on the website. If you're not completely sold yet, Bakscape is so confident the new friction fit handle and titanium shave heads will slide smoother than your best pickup line, or you get your money back. So that is promo code BOYSCAST for 10% off when you go to Bakscape.com, BAKSCAPE.com with the promo code BOYSCAST. Well, how about this? I'm too hot to get a date. Intimidated men worry that I'll turn them down. A North Carolina model says she's struggling to find romance because men are intimidated by her incredible
I have
looks.
one comment on this, and it relates
Bit of a
to
bigger girl.
It relates to a joke of mine, but they are really just letting anybody be models. It's fucking crazy. Like, she's not only bigger, she doesn't even have a good face. Like, sometimes you'd be like, okay, they got a hot face, and you gotta get it, and their proportions are right. This is just like, you know, I don't know. It's not a model.
Well,
She doesn't even have a lot of followers. I went and looked at her
do you
TikTok.
think
She has 5,000 followers.
Do you think Biden has been involved because there might have been some inflation in the body?
Oh, there's been inflation.
Lauren Butler, 26, hasn't been on a date for almost a year, and males never approach her to ask her to drink. It's difficult being this hot. You should do one of these where it's just like,
This is I'm
fucking girls don't mess with me because the dick too big.
it's so difficult.
It'd be funny doing a guy version of these where it's just like, it's tough being a dude because my fucking dick's too massive.
It's this one
Too
is,
rich. Girls don't measure me because I'm too rich. It's just you posting with like your account that has like two grand in it. Girls,
all my old Navy gear.
girl,
Like, too rich.
Girls don't mess with me because I'm too rich. Men think I'm too beautiful to date and worry that I'll turn them down. This girl's like $2 bills.
Yeah,
She's not that terrible, but it's like legit. The girl's a couple bills.
yeah. It's
She believes these articles are hilarious though. Where it's just like guys can't handle me essentially.
yeah.
Can't handle me.
Can't handle. Yeah.
And you go, what exactly am I handling? You go, man, my phone bills you're going to be handling.
I need a new purse once a month.
There's a lot. What do you need to handle? It's like, well, the first thing to handle is I come home really drunk every night. The second thing to handle is I like to go on a lot of trips. So if you can handle that.
Sure.
The second thing I like to handle is the actual handle on this purse. So if you can't handle me.
Can't handle me.
Butler believes that men are intimidated by her looks, but also her striking confidence. Men see me as a sex object, but they can't handle a confident women. Also, when a girl brags, says this guys couldn't handle how confident ones, what she really means is real lippy.
Yeah, exactly. Just a pain in the ass.
That's a life hack, though. You can sort of always just say you're confident. If anyone's like, this girl's annoying, you're like, you mean confident?
Yeah. Like anytime a girl
guess.
says you can't handle me, you go, you're a piece of shit. This is what's going on.
Also, confident is funny because it's like, okay, you were confident. It's like, were you right? Because it's like she's so confident. It's like, okay, well,
She's so confident in her
confidently incorrect
directions. Very confident. I mean, yeah.
There's an even better one. Okay, so you're not gonna. Hold on, I'll read the last part of this. The former maid blows says she's brazen. Blokes are regularly sliding into her DM with direct messages. However, in real life, flirtatious fellas are suddenly shy. So the internet, I think what happened is if you're willing to take your fucking clothes off and stuff, you can, no matter what you look like, you can develop a little bit of a following online.
Yeah.
And the internet sort of mangled like internet thoughts, like brains a little bit, because it was just like it's one of those things where you start to be like, well, of course I'm hot. I have all these guys messaging me all the time.
Message me constantly. Yeah.
And you're just like, well, believe it or not, there is something to be said about.
I mean,
You're not really looking for hotness on the internet. A lot of these guys are just looking for like thoughtness.
I suppose, yeah. They just want. And I mean, I guess there's a billion people on Instagram. I guess it's not that crazy to carve out a little niche on there.
Well, tell me what you think of this. High class escort reveals the one thing man can't handle about her job. I'll give you a couple guesses about what they can't handle.
Probably a lot of the banging dudes.
So that's not it. So next guess.
Oh.
No, they actually
confidence?
Probably think it's her confidence.
Is there confidence? Is she too confident?
I think it's the confidence. So she's a high-class escort, successful creator with more than 10,000 followers on Instagram. She's making big bucks for her niche profession, but finding a man secure enough to accept her situation isn't easy. So the big problem is some of these guys aren't secure enough to date. She says her success hasn't been a selling point to men.
Yeah, her whole thing, yeah.
And has found being a financially independent businesswoman intimidates them.
Yes, businesswoman. That's good shit. Yeah, because I guess the problem is men don't see you as a businesswoman. I guess technically you are a businesswoman.
Yeah, I guess that it doesn't even matter what business. They're just like, this is sort of like white male rage again. It was like, fucking just can't stand when women have
businesswoman, actually, now that I think about that is a stretch, though, because you would never call, like, Tiger Woods a businessman. I mean, he uses his body to make an income as a
You might say he's also a businessman.
Yeah, you could say
I'd more say he's a business
He's a businessman. Maybe he's not the best example, but, a golfer, a professional golfer.
I know what you mean.
You're not a businessman. You're an athlete. I'd be closer to calling her an athlete than.
I mean, she gets the way she gets those legs behind her head for
That's what I'm saying.
the price is right.
That's what I'm saying. For the money and the use of her body, if you
want to be completely honest, she might be. Also probably worked with Tiger Woods.
She's well acquainted with Tiger.
She might be well acquainted with the Mr. Woods empire.
I mean, it pains me to say this, but she looks like she's a little too hot for Tiger.
This girl,
Tiger likes to slum it, unfortunately.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
No, but
I have 3 university degrees, a professional license, and multiple investment properties. Needless to say, I'm successful, more educated, and wealthier than most men I meet. So she's having really trouble figuring out what the problem is.
Yeah. I mean, maybe don't bring up any of this.
Well, she knows it's not the sex with the other dude. She's already concluded that it's not.
She goes, that was the first thing I crossed off.
She goes, no, I thought that too. Turns out it's not that. You go, how did you conclude it? You go, I just thought about it more. I just figured it out
and go, what would anybody have an issue with here? So not that.
It wasn't that.
Probably the investment. You know what? People don't like landlords
they
right now. She goes, maybe it's because I'm like a landlord to like multiple people, and landlords kind of have a stink on them, especially with all this squatter stuff. Must be the landlord. People don't like landlords.
They don't like university degrees as well because they know that I had to pay for that where I should have got it for free, sort of thing. You know what I mean? There should be free tuition for all, and I'm sort of the old guard where we're still paying for it. And I didn't even have to take a loan out for it too, so you can tell that just pisses people off.
Just paid for it straight with her businesswoman earnings.
And you're like, how many guys did you have sex with? You go, 3 last night, but again, not that.
She goes, 3, yes, but I made like $5,000, so it's not going to be that. I mean, I understand if I made $500, there could be some issue there, but...
Yeah, so it's not that. And you go, where were you 2 nights ago? And you like blew a dude for $1,000. Now, I think it might be the professional business license that they have a problem with.
Is it your accreditation is the problem, or?
Yeah, and you go, what about the day before that? You go, blew a couple guys, couple grand. But anyways, we're talking about what guys might not like.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Here's the thing, British soldiers in Kenya having unprotected sex with prostitutes as part of the initiation process.
That's pretty wild. I mean,
crazy.
5% of people in Kenya apparently have AIDS.
That's a real wild one, man.
Although I don't think you can get it that way, but it's very unlikely.
You're very unlikely to get it, but you are.
But it's something.
Could you ever see yourself in any scenario being drunk enough to play that chicken?
No, I just wouldn't. Very hopeful in that scenario. My brain would just be not participating and just be like, can't get it up. Sorry, guys. I tried. Gave the old college try.
That's not the worst idea.
No, I can't.
You'd be like,
unless they're like,
I'll fucking whoever, and then you just go and you go, I couldn't get it
craziest would be if they go, you pop the Viagra, everybody, you got to pop one, and then it's, you go, oh, fuck.
Fuck, I thought I was out.
Yeah, you thought you figured it out. You go, no, everybody.
Well, joke's on you. Even with the Viagra, I can't get up because that is called a vagina.
Yeah.
And if you want Danny to get hard, you better put some poo in there.
Better put some poo in there.
That's the only way this dick's getting motherfucking hard.
Lots of poo. That's crazy though.
That's a fucking wild one.
That is a wild. How does this even come out? That's an insane initiation.
I guess someone blew the whistle on the operation when it was going to be his turn, probably.
Probably a little fucking snitch.
Okay.
It's a bunch of soldiers with AIDS right now who are like, I didn't think to snitch.
We have bigger problems, though.
Do we?
How climate change is hitting vulnerable Indonesian trans sex workers. This is probably one of the best art. There's some bangers this week.
This one is one of those things where surely this isn't real, and then you go, all right.
I'm delusionally sick right now, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
pretty lucid.
I'm a little lucid. I'm better today, though. The other days I was like really in a rough place. Now I'm just a little like loopy. You know what I mean?
That's fine. Loopy's fine.
You know what I mean? Where you have like a little feverish.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I haven't had a fever in a minute. Actually, no, I had a fever recently.
Almost feel like I took a little bit
Sucks.
It almost like
Flu sucks.
It does suck, but there's almost something a little fun about it when it feels like you took a little. It's like almost like you're a little high.
That might be the cold medication you just took that has ephedrine in it, but
no, I think it was been going on for a while.
Okay. Yeah, I don't get that where I'm like liking having the flu. That's not I.
I'm not saying I'm liking it.
I don't.
Sometimes you're just lying there and it does feel you're just like, okay, I guess I can't do anything.
You just fight it. Do you try and in your mind just be like transport yourself to a cellular level to just battle it out?
It's not a bad idea. Like you're saying, so you sort of think of your own body going
as
going
troops.
into your
They're all
cells.
just every cell's and you just go and kick the ass of that disease.
You know what? If I didn't have all the phlegm issues, I think I would be able to be better suited to handle it.
Yeah.
But the problem is you're always stuck dealing with that because you do try to do these meditation things, but it's always interrupted by right. So you can never get more than like 2 minutes of whatever you're trying to do mentally. Because I do see myself trying to be like, I was even trying to do like different breathing exercises where you be this, but you're always just interrupted by coughing fits. So it sort of puts a stop to your things.
Yeah.
But this was probably one of the best articles in a while. How climate change is hitting vulnerable Indonesian trans sex workers. So that's just
a lot of things.
This is a big string in 3 things that have don't matter together.
Tough.
You basically gave someone, you're like, listen, trans shit's hot. Climate change is hot. Being a prostitute's hot. What can you bring me?
Indonesia, not hot.
Indonesian,
not hot. This is probably like the Indonesian Ministry of Tourism is trying to get Indonesia on the map here.
And they go, yeah, this is not what we had in mind.
We need some big press about Indonesia, something viral, And
something viral.
Somebody goes, I got it.
Well,
this will make the rounds on every podcast in the world.
It's so crazy to say that, like, you know, if you are trying to pitch that, like, climate change is the problem, like, even if you are saying, like, look how much of a problem it was, this is your pitch to people. It's like, buddy, if we don't stop these climate change, these Indonesian fucking gay prostitutes are gonna be fucked.
It's so funny too, because they're like,
they're not gonna be able to find tricks.
Essentially, the premise is they you know, have to go to their like work outdoors and they can't work anywhere else or whatever.
That's the gist of it.
They're trans and it's raining a lot.
It's too rainy for them to go turn tricks
on the corner. And then like, there's probably in Indonesia, there's so many guys who are like up in a fucking tree chopping coconuts, being like, we're also affected. Like, I know I'm not trans, but like, I'm literally up here chopping coconuts and I'm getting washed out by all this rain.
But are you trans and a prostitute?
Yeah, I goes, look, okay, nobody gives a shit about your coconuts, but we could get people to give a shit about the trans people, and then that will trickle down. They're fake coconuts. And then that'll trickle down to you, and people will maybe care about the coconuts.
Yeah, so this is how, trust me, this is how you get people to care. I'm telling you.
I know it seems nuts.
It's so crazy, it just might work. You get people on with the fucking trans, the prostitutes. Next thing you know, coconut time.
Yeah, coconut time.
No one is coming out during the longer rainy season. Dude, imagine any other time in history just being like, trying to write an article being like, it's too rainy for people to be prostitutes. Isn't this like a problem? How can we fix this? There's not enough prostitutes out on the street just trying to sell sex.
I can see that as like a little...
we need to fix this.
Like a little just like line item in like a newspaper from like England in like the 1800s or something.
Yeah.
You know, like, too rainy for prostitutes.
You think that anyone would just be like, good?
Good, yeah.
You're like, oh, the prostitutes are off the street because it's too rainy. And you're just like... And we need to fix that. You're like, wait, you're saying we need to get more prostitutes on? And you go, well, how many do you think's the amount? You go, there is no amount that's enough. We should always have more trans prostitutes.
Could we maybe get them a tent? What about umbrellas for trans prostitutes?
There we go, problem solved.
Yeah, problem solved. What about umbrellas? They go, no, because the problem is the Johns, they're equally washed out though, right?
The Johns,
they don't like to hop in the... You ever had to go run an errand in the rain?
What about John suits? So it's like...
Fully rain, like how golfers have their rain gear. You get them.
I think that's what happens.
Everybody's just in golfer rain.
I think the government should subsidize that too. So it's basically government subsidized John rain suits. That's a big John.
Is there any way that we could get
just John on the front?
Yeah,
John suit. Do you go? Your wife's like, why are you wearing? Hey, why did I find a John? Why did I find a John suit?
Oh, they're just giving those away for all the climate change rain.
You go, on the contrary, I'm Jewish and this was free.
It's actually a good deal.
I only wear the John suits. Your wife's like, so you need to stop wearing the John suits. You go, you find me a better deal.
Now,
then the government issued John suits.
Here's an out of the box kind of question / idea. Is there any way that we can train trans people to do anything other than be prostitutes? Could we get them like a customer service job?
They're pretty set on being prostitutes.
But like, we get them like a job at just doing customer service.
No,
you know, for like AT&T or something, where they're just on a phone all day.
I've sort of run this by the trans Indonesian prostitutes, and they said they're pretty good with the prostitute gig.
But climate change is destroying that, so we need to get them work indoors.
Well, that's why we need to stop climate change.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you're like, well, what if we can't stop climate change? Are you not listening to the John suit idea? Am I speaking to myself when I mention this? Hello? So I guess I'm just fucking talking to myself with the John suit bit? We give the suits to the Johns.
They're totally rainproof.
You go, so what's going on in Indonesia? You go, well, obviously, this does seem like you leave someone to take care of a town, and they come back and they've like just completely made a mess of the place, and you're like, why is everyone wearing suits? You're like, well, we had the prostitutes, but it was too raining, so the trans Indonesian prostitutes couldn't get the John suits, so we had to put all the Johns in suits, and then we ran out of materials for the John suits, and all the John suits had to wear space suits, and now all the prostitutes are naked in the John suits.
It's a whole debacle over here.
The bottom line is I'm stressed.
I'm stressed. It's tough to run those.
Yeah.
Well, All right.
And the problem was we needed employees to make the John suits, but then the John suit place put all the other places out of business. So then because the John suits because the John suit places put all the other stores out of business for giving out free John suits, no one could make any money. So no one had any money to buy the prostitutes. So defeat the whole purpose of the John suits in the first place.
We tried to teach the prostitutes to make the John suits themselves, but they don't want to do anything other than prostitute themselves.
They don't want to do anything.
They just will not listen.
They wouldn't listen, man.
They're very hard-headed prostitutes.
Yeah, the trans-Indonesian prostitutes definitely... They definitely don't want to be making the John suits. That would just be too simple, wouldn't it? Yeah. That would just be too fucking simple.
What about the regular prostitutes? How are they dealing with this?
They'll make the John suits.
Well, I guess they're just going to get a regular job.
The normal prostitutes will make the fucking John suits and they'll like it, I'll tell you that
and
much.
They'll be like, back to prostituting because I made a suit.
Yeah.
Trans ones are just kind of twiddling their thumbs. That's how it goes, I guess.
That's how it goes, I guess.
That's how it goes.
Have you seen the transgendered attorney, Stephanie Mueller? She puts on a busty display in the skin-tight outfit at the court hearing. The reason I thought you'd like it, it's basically the big titty.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, my God.
I got the thing here.
It was...
She's a public defender.
And those are the big fake ones. I know
we'll
because of the neck thing. That's how you know that they're... I mean, obviously, besides the fact that they're like ginormous and that's a biological male.
Oh.
So the neck thing covers the seam.
And that's why she has this necklace thing on?
He's got the neck thing on there is because...
So you're saying it's big, take all fakes?
Those are the ones I have. Those are the ones I have. Oh, I know them when I see them. That is crazy. Imagine you get to court for like a fucking thing and you go, so I haven't met my attorney. It's a Miss Mueller, is it? And then this guy goes, I'm Miss Mueller. What up with the huge cans, though? Is that necessary? I don't care. Do whatever you want in your personal
life. What are you
life.
here for? Stealing?
Yeah, those are.
I would be. I'm fucked, dude. Dude, we got you the best lawyer in the country. Don't worry. I got you under control. It's like a prank someone plays on. Hey, my friend, I got you the best lawyer in the country. Don't worry, my friend. He's gonna be coming in, and you go, knock, knock, knock. You're gonna hear that. This lawyer's gonna come in. Bingo, bango. You're gonna be good, okay? And then knock, knock, knock. Hello, hello.
I mean, the funny thing would be if it was like actually the best lawyer, and you go, it's like I know it looks ridiculous, but she is the best.
She's the fucking goat.
The best. It's fucking Matlock with a fucking rack over here.
Did you see the video? There's I think people posted it recently about the OJ thing, but I think they were talking about it was like some mafia guy, but it was like a clip from a guy from a documentary, but it was just the best video. The guy goes, hey, he's the best guy ever, and he goes, what about all the murders? They goes, what murders? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. It's
about OJ.
No, it was. I think it's about like John Gotti or something like that. But it's
what murders?
Yeah, it's literally. I retweeted it on the BOYSCAST thing. It's just like one of the funniest fucking clips ever.
Well,
hold on.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder? He was the
what murder?
He was the best guy around. What about the murders? What murders?
Rest in peace, John Gotti.
The Chechnya.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess there's nothing more to say about the attorney.
Yeah, no, just huge cans.
Huge cans.
Huge fake cans.
Huge fake cans. What murder?
It's still debatable about how good of an attorney they are.
So the two things. The first one, this is a quick thing, but Chechnya is banning music that's too fast or too slow.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Insane.
But also, I wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
This might be bad news for one of our friends.
Who?
Mr. Steven Seagal.
Oh, I saw a video of him actually.
Okay.
Nude playing some blues.
Well, this is... Okay, so they basically say Do you know why they're doing this? They basically
Just because it's like in their ethos of a country, they go, that's like our, national, I don't even know the exact reason, but they're just essentially like for our country and our whatever values, we just don't listen to music like that, which is funny because they're technically in Russia.
they're saying you're dancing too fast or too slow.
Or whatever, but Chechnya is in Russia and the Russian national anthem falls outside of these parameters.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So basically it's 80 and they want it. Okay. So that's how fast they want it to be tops, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's slow.
slowest. That's the
That's the slowest. And then the fastest was what, 120? This is the fastest. Okay. And Steven Seagal had a little song, by the way. Okay. Let's see. His big hit. Are we good? And this might be too fast, right? Well, you know the song, Steven Seagal, Me Want the Punani. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You don't know this?
I think I do know this. I just forgot about it.
Me want the punani. So he might be screwed. I think they're going to make
seems like a...
Do you think they're going to have to make a special
I don't know, because Chechnya kind of, I think, is, even though they're in Russia, I think they don't consider themselves really Russian, so I don't...
When the girls start to strut, you could look at them, but you shouldn't do that. The girl dresses just not just
Me want the punani.
It's a banger.
Yeah, it was. He had a lot of songs about punanis for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it might fall out of the purview. It's definitely...
So, yeah, I don't know. You want to
say.
hear what some Chechen music sounds like?
Okay, show me Chechen music. Chechen music! So this is what they want Russian... This is what they want Russian music to sound like now?
Chechen music.
I mean, this just sounds all like...
That's Euro
soccer
trash.
music. Yeah, just like... I picture just the trashiest skinny dudes with matching tracksuits.
And those weird beards, because all the Chechens, they have it's all the fighters in the UFC, like the...
What's the beard they have?
A Khabib or whatever. It's like they don't have this part. It's all like the Abe Lincoln beard. Like Khabib. And
interesting.
All the fighters, they have all those same beards.
They all have the Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, because they're all like the Muslim Russians or whatever, and that's the style.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, Chechnya, that's gonna be impossible to enforce. That's gonna be impossible to enforce the beats per minute of new songs that are coming out.
Definitely a tough one, but they can enforce the radio stations. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna have to make a special request, because I can't imagine them taking Steven Seagal's "Me Want the Punani" off the air.
Yeah, they'll grandfather that in.
Like, I think he gets grandfathered in. That's the only
I mean,
thing.
we're joking, but that probably does play in fucking all the time. Like,
Of course it does. Me want the punani.
Hit song.
Gypsy Rose, we were going to mention this last week, but Gypsy Rose Blanchard's husband Ryan Anderson speaks out after the split came out of the blue.
Was the pussy good? Is that what he was talking about?
Well, she was mentioning back in the day, she was saying the dick too good. Remember that?
Dick too good.
And then people asked about it, and she goes, "Don't listen to the haters. You got the best dick in the game." And so this guy, we've kind of mentioned about how this is why we were going through the mugshot shorties and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Because this motherfucker put in time.
I know, he put in the work.
He put in hours, years.
Why does she have black teeth?
I don't know. She's weird looking. And then, I mean, you know, the basically, it's a lot of people are saying her mom had like the Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah.
A lot of people are sort of saying like that's what a lot of these Hollywood parents have, is like trans Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, you basically make your kid do all these like hormone treatments, and even after all that, all the new like think about how much of that all the new studies came out basically being like
Like all the
Basically said like it did.
Not
Most kids like grow out of it. And stuff like that. It's funny because J.K. Rowling has been like her whole like just arguing with people nonstop. But it's funny because like conservatives are all about her, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But if you actually look at what J.K. Rowling's argument is, it's essentially like, we need to stop this because like men are so bad.
Yeah, she's like she's like
old school. Yeah.
She's an old school feminist where like men are bad, keep them out of our fucking spaces.
And she's like, even if they dress up like a girl, that's still a man, and we hate men.
Yeah, we hate men, and we want women only. I mean, the one thing she says, which is like the most reasonable thing, is she's like, yeah, if there's a battered women's shelter, we don't want guys showing up there because you're like, we should at least have that. And they're like, no, you can't have that.
You will not have that.
Well, then I'm going to ruin Harry Potter for half of you. How does that sound?
But it is funny that her whole like pitch is just like dudes are so bad, right?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I guess that is true where you like, to some degree, you're like a percentage of guys who's gonna do the most damage.
Yeah. You know,
but anyways,
guys are the ones punching women on the streets. So
also, well, yes, the white male rage.
MAGA.
But so Gypsy Rose, she's got her husband. This guy,
Ex-husband.
This motherfucker, he was writing letters to her, doing the whole deal, and then basically they were together for like 2 months.
Yep.
And then she went home. She went back with her other boyfriend that she was in with jail before. This guy. Left him in the dust.
See, I thought she maybe found like some like Kato Kalin scenario.
Nah.
Me and Kato.
This guy was the original pen pal.
Ouch. That's fucked up.
It is kind of fucked up. Well, behind bars, Blanchard wed Anderson in July of 2022. But just 3 months after she was released from prison, the pair have separated. In the wake of the news of their split, Anderson has claimed that Blanchard, 32, has been linked to her ex-boyfriend, Ken. So this dude got ass fucked. I mean, listen, in today's day and age, it's really hard to... the fame gets to you, you know? If Harry and Meghan can't stay together, Gypsy Rose and Ryan?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty funny because there's the original thing where she goes, Ryan, your dick's just too good. Don't let other people...
I got bad news for the next chick who's gonna pick up, who Ryan's gonna rebound. She's like, this is the dick she was talking about.
Definitely Ryan's
like some chick who's just like a big like loves TLC shows and loves just like all this dumb shit, and she'll take a crack at Ryan and be like, really?
This is the dick that was apparently so good.
She's like, I can barely find it.
He's a big boy, Ryan.
Yeah. He's a large man.
Speaking out on the reports of the rekindled romance with her ex, Anderson told Mail Online, I'm not doing well with it. For me, it just came out of the blue. I had no idea she kept strong feelings for him. The 37-year-old went to insist, but she's keeping their puppy, whom they adopted together. She's taking the dog as well.
So this guy's just getting fucked. He lost that hot piece of ass.
This goes to show you, never do anything for convicted felons.
No. They're untrustworthy for a reason.
They're untrustworthy people. And you know what the other thing is? When their mom is fat and crazy, I'm not saying they're always going to be fat and crazy. There's a
lot of red flags there.
A lot of red flags as a fat and crazy mom.
It sucks too, because this guy probably had a couple months where he's like, I fucking did it, man.
I cracked the case.
Sent a million letters to her, did all this corresponding for 10 years, and it's actually paying off. I can't believe it.
You can't beat the biology of they got a fat crazy mom.
Yeah.
Fat crazy mom always comes down to roost. You know what I mean?
Yep. Eventually the child becomes the fat crazy mom.
Listen, you can take the daughter away from the fat crazy mom, but can you take the fat crazy mom out of the daughter?
I don't think so. Poor Ryan.
Pour one out for poor Ryan. I put my hinge date to work around the house, and then we broke up. Hey, listen. There's this woman, and she posted...
This is the girl who I was thinking.
You've seen this. This kid's going viral everywhere.
Yeah, no. But this was when I said the original model. This chick is the plus-size model, where I go, what? This chick was the plus-size model. I go, this chick's a model? The other one was actually kind of like, had some curves or whatnot. This chick, you look at, you go, what?
Okay.
Yeah. This is...
Well, she's basically been the whole thing was she says that she makes guys do housework on her date or whatever, and I'm just like, I mean, it's not that crazy if I like you started dating a girl and she was like, hey, do you mind like, could you do this thing because it's like a guy thing, like, and I can't do it.
And,
it was
then
20
she's
minutes
also
or
like,
whatever,
he offered.
But even funnier, just like how everyone's sort of being like, great idea. I would love to say that. Just a guy that's like done the exact same thing. You bring the girl over. You go, hey, I got some laundry for you to do. First date.
Yeah, just laundry. Kitchen's a mess.
I actually bought some ingredients for you to bake some fucking cupcakes.
Yeah. The cake.
And then after I eat them all, I go, I'm just not feeling a spark.
Yeah, this wasn't that good. You're no Gordon Ramsay.
And then I post a photo of it. I go,
yeah.
Made her make me some cupcakes.
Hey, I made this dumb bitch make me some cookies.
I mean, that's basically what she did.
Yeah. Hey.
And she didn't even give him his credit. She goes, he went into it very confident. I think because he wanted to be Mr. Man. So and she recalled he wanted to come in and be the hero.
Dude, one of the comments, like the comments that are like embedded into the...
Yeah.
So one of them is like, the top one is, imagine if the roles were reversed, whatever. This is the funniest thing. There was one guy from Chris that says, dude went hogging and had to build the table. Not a fair trade. Dude went hogging. That's amazing.
Not a fair trade.
That's amazing. I've never heard the term gone hogging.
So dudes, if you're out there, first date, post your videos of the things you made her.
No, what you really do is you put the thing together, but do a bad job so that she needs you down the line, and then if she gets rid of you, then then she's just doubly fucked. She's got this fucked up table.
And then she calls you 5 months later, and she goes, "Hey, that like lamp that you installed?" You go, "So now you need to pay."
I've been waiting for your call.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. You're still holding the screws.
Exactly.
You're saying there might be a screw missing? What?
Oh,
Mrs. Screws like, there could be an exchange. She goes, why don't you just tell me the screws I'll buy? No. It has to be these ones.
Or you can spend a month finding a new guy on Hinge who knows how to put together this table. Up to you.
It's up to you. Up to you.
That's what you got to do. That's a move right there.
You know when girls, they'll say that karma will get you for that? You know, a lot of times it was like, you'll be like, well, karma will sort them out. You know what I mean? Something bad happened to them and they go, karma will get them. That's sort of the, that's like the whimsical version of like, my dad's a lawyer.
Yeah. Do you know who my
It's like the Indonesian, I mean, listen, the universe will deal with them.
Sure. Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Also, it's crazy back in the day that, like when the Christians were, there you go. When the Christians were really popping off, the amount that the pagans that like, it was crazy like how a lot of the religions weren't even that different at the time, and then it was just like full out like if you believe one little different thing, you're like blasphemous, need to be like murdered. But then it went back now where everyone's sort of pagan again and they believe blasphemous things like the universe will sort it out for you.
That is a blasphemous.
Blasphemous pagans with their...
No, you cannot. The universe cannot be your God. And they probably had no concept of the universe when they were starting all that nonsense, you know?
The universe. Yes, you messed with me. Well, we'll see how the universe feels about that.
Hate for the universe to find out.
Hate for the universe to take you out back and take those fucking little kneecaps of yours. Well, maybe the universe is all these... The universe is...
Hey, look, the universe is a good guy.
What word?
Is it possible that the universe has been doing some work in the NYC lately?
Yeah, what about that karma, huh?
I think that's just the universe settling some little debts.
That is funny, though. So, no, there's zero chance any of those 10 chicks who got punched in the head were like, did I do something?
Never, I don't think they think the universe worked against
Karma
them
only
this
works
time.
one way.
I know. Karma only works
up.
for their foes.
Yeah, exactly. It's only negative if it's happened to someone else who wronged them.
The universe only sort of like makes things even for them.
Yeah.
If they're feeling like they're not getting on the other way. Okay, so we are going to go to the Patreon. We have a bunch of other stuff over there. Patreon.com/theboyscast. We actually have a couple big episodes in store.
Yes, we do.
We were going to have Roseanne on this week, too, but then I got too sick, and I was going to do her podcast, and then I was doing mine. I had to cancel fucking so much shit this week.
Sickest Man in comedy.
Yeah, Sickest Man comedy, but we still did. No matter how much stuff we had to cancel, we always come through to make the BOYSCAst happen.
Through for the dog. Sign up for the Patreon.
Sign up at patreon.com/theboyscast, where we will be doing a shooting exponential.
Killed on the way he's holding the.
I hold mine sideways. You don't hold yours sideways?
Everybody's like, Ryan's got no trigger control.
That's no. Everyone knows you hold it sideways.
There was this video of.
I'm gonna tell you.
Did you see the photo of it was like the Navy posted some photo of some guy who's like some like top guy in the Navy and they
hot guy in the Navy. You say
top, and he was hot, and he's like shooting a gun, and it's like it's one of those things where everything's wrong with it, and the whole comments were just like he had a scope on and it was on backwards, and the caps were on, and he's like shooting, and people are like, "What the fuck?" going on?
Well, I have a recommendation. This came through my brother.
Yeah.
And I vetted it myself, and I agree with it.
Okay.
And he says, it's a retirement plan by Nick Cage. And it's like, it's so crappy, but it's honestly pretty good. And that's what he said. He goes, hard to sift through 10 quirky, ironic movies Nick Cage does a week, but Retirement Plan's actually a recommendation. Just ironic action movie for the sake of it. 70-year-old man who beats the shit out of everyone. This one's actually a decent romp. And he says, I couldn't even make it through Roadhouse, but I was down with this one.
Okay.
And it's like, there is some things that don't make sense, but he's just like, he's literally 75 years old and he's a killing machine that can't be stopped. And they find out it's him. They go, it's one of those things where they find out, they go, what's his name? He goes, that guy. He goes, oh, get your man out of there. He's he just kills one guy after another.
I watched on the plane American Fiction, which I thought I was going to hate. It's with Jeffrey Wright, and it was actually pretty funny. It's
what's that about?
It's like basically it's this black writer.
Oh, that movie looked brutal.
No, it's really funny. Actually,
you liked it.
It's good. Yeah, he's like this black writer, and then they make him like he can't get it. Like he just is like
an bomb. That movie apparently.
I don't know. I don't know how it did at the box office.
Oh, I'm sure it won some awards.
But anyways, I thought
you liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. It was like the whole deal is they want some hood dude, so he's just like a black author. He's like, I don't want to write about black shit. I'm just happen to be black, and I'm like they're making fun of all the all the stuff essentially, but he's just like, yeah, I'm just like an author, and then the only way he can get something made is like he's like this hood dude who's like on the run from the law or whatever, and then he has to gets out of control and becomes like the biggest book in the world.
Yeah,
and he's got it. Anyways,
you liked it?
It's pretty good.
Okay, that to me looked kind of corny. I watched the trailer.
I thought it was going to be kind of corny too as I watched it, and then I just kind of I heard someone recommend it on Twitter. Actually, that's why I watched it. Someone was like, it was really funny. That it was pretty funny.
You heard the recommendations here first. Yeah. I will see people in Atlanta,
and I'll be in Connecticut,
San Diego
this weekend,
Austin,
and Hamilton, Ontario, April
Houston.
Houston,
we have a coughing.
Peace. Later.